Welcome back to Sport World, your home of sports news. Let's get right into it. Liverpool beat Crystal Palace 1-0 to remain top of the Premier League as Arsenal and Manchester City came from behind to win on Saturday. City were 3-2 victors over Fulham to stay 1 point behind Liverpool, alongside Arsenal, who saw off Southampton 3-1. Arne Slot has now won 9 of his first 10 games since succeeding Jurgen Klopp as Liverpool manager, but was frustrated that the visitors invited a late onslaught from the winless Eagles. Jota prodded the Reds into the lead from Cody Gakpo's cross on 9 minutes. The Portuguese international was then guilty of missing the big chances to extend Liverpool's advantage. Palace failed to make them pay, but victory came at a cost for Slot as goalkeeper Alisson Becker limped off with a hamstring injury. "If you score the second, you break them mentally," said Slot. All the fans kept believing in a result because it was only 1-0. Even though in my opinion we were the dominant team. Kindly subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with new contents. Thanks. While at the Emirates, Kai Havertz and Gabriel Martinelli struck in 10 second half minutes as Arsenal came from a goal down to secure a 3-1 win against Southampton. In the week that Bukayo Saka said he expected the season to be the one that Arsenal would beat Manchester City to the Premier League title, Mikel Arteta's men were staring down the barrel of a shock defeat after Cameron Archer fired Southampton into the lead. But Havertz hauled the Gunners level just 3 minutes later, with substitute Martinelli adding a second for the hosts after 68 minutes. Southampton almost hit back, striking David Raya's woodwork twice in 1 minute, but Saka made sure of the points with 2 minutes remaining on another pivotal afternoon in North London. The Gunners remain level on points with rival City, and 1 shy of leaders Liverpool, still in the EPL. Manchester City came from behind on Saturday afternoon to beat Fulham 3-2 in the Premier League, but they emerged relieved after the visitors caused them problems at the Etihad Stadium. A brace from Mateo Kovacic and a Jeremy Doku strike saw Pep Guardiola's side come from behind after Andreas Pereira had fired Fulham in front. A late goal from Rodrigo Muniz proved to be no more than a consolation as City found the win to ensure they head into the international break-on. Everton goalkeeper Jordan Pickford's first penalty save in almost 18 months ensured Anthony Gordon endured a miserable return to Goodison Park with current club Newcastle. Gordon was booed throughout the goalless draw following his acrimonious departure in January 2023, but had the chance to make his point 10 minutes before halftime, only to be denied by his England teammates' first spot kick save in 9 attempts. It was celebrated like a last-minute winner as a first Premier League clean sheet of the season earned Everton a 5th point from the last 3 games, after taking none from the first 4, while the joy was heightened by the identity of the taker, whose links with the summer move to Liverpool only intensified the reaction. Gordon had scored from the spot in last weekend's draw against Manchester City, but he missed the first of his career at arguably the one place he would have been desperate to find the target, having scored just once in his 15 previous appearances on the ground playing for both clubs. Facundo Buonanot's first half strike fired Leicester to their first win of the Premier League season, a 1-0 victory at home to Bournemouth. The Cherries were slick, stylish and clinical in Monday's win against Southampton, but their first half showing against the lowly Foxes was quite the opposite. Evanilson headed home what he thought was his second goal in as many games, but the offside flag kept Leicester in front, and they held on. Harry Winks dropped to the Leicester bench for the first time this season, making way for Jordan Ayew, while Bournemouth boss Andoni Iraola opted for Justin Kluivert over Dango Ouattara from their 3-1 win over Southampton. Sinisterra provided extra impetus for Bournemouth off the bench, and he stood it up for fellow substitute Ouattara, who nodded onto the crossbar from close range. Leicester invited pressure in stoppage time, and Eanes Unal hooked an effort over the crossbar with Bournemouth's final chance as Leicester clung on for a first win back in the top flight and under Cooper. Kindly subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with new contents. Thanks. OV to Germany, where hosts Bayer Leverkusen paid the price for being complacent after squandering a 2-goal lead and losing control of the game before drawing the 2-2 against promoted Holstein Kiel in the German Bundesliga on Saturday. Champions Leverkusen scored twice in the opening 8 minutes but wasted a 2-goal advantage for the 3rd time in 6 Bundesliga matches this season. "I am not satisfied with our performance. It was our own fault. We did not play intelligently and we thought the game was done, but in football you have to keep going always with the same intensity," Leverkusen coach Xabi Alonso told reporters. "We were far too passive. After a big game in the Champions League, we did not have the right mentality for this game." Last season's domestic league and cup winners, who beat AC Milan 1-0 in the Champions League on Tuesday, had 24 efforts towards goal, 9 shots after the first 12 minutes alone, compared to their opponents' 8. They dominated in a largely one-sided first half where they should have scored more goals and put the game to bed. "We had control, but soft control without the aggressiveness for a 3rd goal. The first kill goal just before halftime was a signal that it could get dangerous, Alonso said, but the biggest mistake was in the first half because we did not know how to handle the game after the 2-0. We were just not intelligent enough. There was a bit of complacency when we should have been more focused. We will learn. Leverkusen dropped to 5th in the standings on 11 points. Bayern Munich, top on 13. Face Eintracht Frankfurt on Sunday. That would be all for now. Like the video, subscribe and turn on the notification icon to stay up to date with new contents posted. Thanks.